Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the 100 Israelites. Alright, to the 144,000. Kal Tawada la Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. I don't say Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai because there is no E in the Hebrew. This lesson will basically be about Australian MP says unvaccinated people need to be controlled and restricted. Okay, mapping tyranny the countries where vaccination is mandatory. Alright, so this reached another level, as we can clearly see. Actually, not really that faster like we expected, because we who are in the truth, basically we understand that things happen very fast now and everything can happen at every moment. Alright, so even when this came way faster, okay, with this whole let's vaccinate here, there, and now they even go from door to door. Okay, there are already like 20, 30 or even more videos about it from the borders. Alright, you have certain states that made it basically mandatory. You have so basically you can't overlook things, right? You have this flood basically even in China right now. Moabites getting basically they will receive further judgment. Okay, it will not stop. Timan was visited also and is visited still. Okay, remember this last wind, okay, on the islands out there. Alright, you had many Timanites, basically Germanites, who had basically houses and even family there, right? So remember, and this was not so long ago, shortly before the whole sea, not so royal crown started. Okay, not so royal crown. And now we are inside the crown, not so royal crown, C19. And guess what? We know even at the point where you have so much population already infected with the Depop shot that you have certain states that declare it as mandatory. Just like you can read it, nobody can buy or sell without the mark of the M, the M of the MOTB. Alright, you see the mark of the B. We don't say that it is the mark of the beast, okay, but the MOTB, alright, but it is basically part one of it, alright, and they need it also, so anything can break down, at every moment, right? And this is what we basically furthermore expect, So let's read it, because really this has reached another level, right? That's the reason why I talk about it, okay? Because I actually don't want to talk so much about this whole vaccination thing, because really it's about the chip, okay, and it's about basically prophecy, alright? We know already that the C19 is here. Some people tend to forget it, okay, but we have it to do with people who are willingly ignorant. This is the kind of people, we deal with right here in the last generation. Don't forget that. So it is only normal that people don't think for themselves and people don't think at all. Okay. So let's read first this here. Source Zero Hedge. During a speak on 12th July, French President Emmanuel Macron announced the introduction of compulsory vaccination for healthcare workers in hospitals and a number of other establishments. You see, so don't forget. Okay, this was also happening here. Okay, France. Okay, the new measures have proved controversial and are expected to impact around 700,000 people. Okay. The step was taken as part of new phase of France's plan to curb the pandemic amid the spread of highly infectious Delta variant. As statistician Nell McCarthy notes, France has thus joined a list of some 15 countries that have decided to impose to some of compulsory vaccination on some level. As our map shows, the obligation is only population-wide in 3 countries so far: Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and the Vatican City. Elsewhere, obligatory vaccinations are in place for healthcare workers or certain professions requiring a higher level of human contact in a number of countries, including the UK, Italy, and Greece. Alright, so let's check that map here, okay? Of course you have Russia here, okay? Obligatory, what? Obligatory for all adults, man. Whole fucking Russia, man. Okay, so USA, obligatory to enter certain places, okay? For example, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, you see? UK, Italy, Greece, okay? So basically you have obligatory for certain adults also and obligatory to enter certain places also. But in Russia, for example, okay, you have obligatory for all adults, okay? Or I think they marked it also like obligatory for certain adults, certain, not all. Can be, but as far as I knew, it is basically obligatory for all adults, but you know, it's anyway, you know, it will come sooner than as we think, you know, like our salvation. Let's get it real quick. Romans 13 and 11, and that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake or out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed, okay? So of course it is near, alright? In Russia, for example, the vaccination of service sector employees is mandatory in some localities, such as Moscow and St. Petersburg, while in the United States, San Francisco recently announced it would require all 35,000 people, employees, to get the vaccination, alright? Australian MP says unvaccinated people need to be controlled and restricted. Australian MP Frank Pangallo says that what unvaccinated people are allowed to do in the community will need to be controlled and restricted by authorities. You know, this is just an example. You know, you see Tazakia Yahawada GMS uploading a video about hardcore proof of the Exodus. Of course, man, but these people really believe that all you know, out of a sudden, you know, out of nothing, just somehow, okay, we talking here basically things that are not fact, okay? So there you go, man. These people are willingly ignorant and they will get charged for that. And we are in this last generation where you see, you know, spirit is like the wind, man, and the, you know, like the wind, Salachia. Okay? And there was a good quote in a movie that I saw last time, and he said like, the wind always wins. Okay, of course, man. Okay, and so it will be like this last generation, you know, like Yahushua said, with whom I can compare this last generation, like a song that children were singing, okay, and nobody listened. All right, the most beautiful song and nobody listened. All right, and guess what the judgment for something like that is, man? Okay, totally destruction, you know, through things called nature. You know, you have something here which is called nature, which is also evidently not really caring about, okay, how you feel when it just wants on you. Alright? Yapa, which means beautiful in the Hebrew, because Yahweh can use that to basically F you all up, okay? And also he will use so-called UFOs, which are UAPs at the moment called, okay? Which are in the Bible, but not in these terms, of course, because even 800 years ago nobody said UAP or UFO, If you say that to somebody, he all of a sudden, for some reason, I don't know, but they're willingly ignorant, that's what I know, think that there should be find the term UAP if there's really a UAP in the Bible. But okay, judgment, okay? Especially these Timonites sometimes, Jake and Timon also, okay, they really think we care about their lack of knowledge, alright? The flood which happened, is basically still happening, okay, is really judgment from on high, okay? And we're really looking forward to all the other judgments, especially by the UAPs, but nature is, of course, also a very, very strong way, okay? Also, a power what you can't mess with, okay? For example, with tsunamis, okay? They can't even measure like they can it with other catastrophical, basically nature installments. Basically you can't measure it, you can't basically prophesy of it. It means you can't basically say, okay, there's a tsunami happening in, like, for example, 2 weeks or so. You can't say that, you see. So that makes it very, basically appear as a kind of judgment, also from on high, because it comes all of a sudden, So that's basically the thing, man, okay? Like, we know it about Yahweh Shai. He comes when basically nobody expects him to come, okay? And we're in the time where nobody expects him to come, okay? Whether they acting towards us, basically like, oh, okay, so you prophets, you're talking about things that are far in future somewhere, okay? Okay, but are you not right now living in a thing called coronavirus? I don't know, I think so. Alright? So that shows how, they are, okay? Just the truth, man. As a thief in the night. Okay, and we used to say this often because it is important. And let's get it. 1 Thessalonians 5:2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahweh so cometh as a thief in the night. You see? For when they shall say peace and safety, shalom and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Okay, so basically we know what it is already before it comes, okay? So even if we have to deal with a tsunami or something, okay, we expect Yahweh to deliver us, okay? And even if not, we have the best still yet to come compared to you, bogouts, okay? So basically, Khan, just some other Edomite or heathen, whatever, who has no clue about anything in life or afterlife, so basically nothing, okay? Who talks about that unvaccinated or people who willingly, okay, don't want to get vaccinated, not because of allergical, or because you can't, certain allergic things, no, just because they don't want it, alright? But you have that also, of course. you know, and really we are allergic also, okay, because we don't, well, basically we understand that our body reacts allergic as a normal or as a standard to these integrates in these MAC-seeds, okay. You know, that's just what it is. And that's, you know, of course, the reason why we don't take it also, because if you really talk with somebody who is in the truth, coming all the way down from the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, you talk with a person, and you should know that has a lot to do with science and has studied science, you know, as far that he or she can believe in the Bible, like the elders and apostles break it down, okay? Which means you talk with a person that is high educated, not compared to Esau, okay, but also not depending on Esau's system. All right, and with that, all praises to Yahweh Barasham Yahweh Shai Barasham Kodash. Okay, because again, Esau's system will destroy you, even if you are one of the very, very, very few level 100 elite Edomites, okay, because they will destroy themselves also, okay. So really what you want, even as a, you know, basically, even if you're not an Israelite, according to the flesh, you want to basically, alright, know and acknowledge, okay, Yahweh's chosen people, and you want to basically make you know, you can't change your nature, okay, but you can change how you react and act as a human being in this world, okay. You know, by knowing who are the Lord's chosen people. Shalom.